There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk my toys. Let's talk about my collection. I've been saying recently that I've been selling some stuff and downsizing and changing things around, and that's exactly what I've done. I have considerably fewer toys than I used to, that I had this time last week, and the whole collection has been changed. So let's take a guided tour of it. No more preamble, let's go to the show. And in the words of the Joker, here we go. Hey, it's my room, it's my man cave, and I've picked a perfect day. We've got the sun pouring through the window. This is when I always want to record my videos, when I've got some nice natural light. So let's start off with probably the biggest kind of part of the display. It is the XMen Collection, the Jim Lee XMen Collection, with of course Mefex Gambit front and center. Oh my goodness. Love that guy so much, and he blends in really nicely with the Marvel Legends. He's clearly got the extra kind of stuff going on there, but he still fits in. He doesn't look out of place. I love Jubilee in her slightly running kind of pose there. I pinched a McFarlane Spawn stand just to keep her upright. And of course, I wanted to have Psylocke and Archangel together because I see them as kind of the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth of the X-Men. I always like them as a couple. I think they work really well. Two kind of tortured type individuals, but one is more upbeat with Psylocke and one is just perpetually angst-ridden with Archangel. But there is the whole team there fighting the Sentinel. I do love that HasLab Sentinel now. We got off to a rocky start, we definitely did, but now with all of the X-Men posed around him, I'm just embracing him. I absolutely love that dude, so I'm now very, very happy, even to the point where I'm like, kind of wish I had two, but that ship has definitely sailed. But yeah, we've got the different X-Men all tangled up with the coil there around Wolverine. This is my retro Rogue with the 2-pack Rogue head. I love the ponytail look and sort of sneer on her face. I think that works really well. Colossus, I've attached with a little bit of fishing wire or gardening wire. That's, subtle, but keeps him in place. And then Kurt Wagner there, Nightcrawler, he's just hanging on with goodwill and probably knowing him the strength of faith to keep him from falling over. And Wolverine typically is right in the heat of the battle there. Hopefully, at some point he will be replaced with the Mezco Wolverine version, but goodness only knows when that guy's going to come out. And let's just go over here. This is where I film my set. This is where I do my sort of display videos. And there's me, my 1/12 scale figure. Still so happy for the head sculpt. One of the absolute friend of the shows made for me. And we got the Lego Daily Bugle, which that's a funny one. I love it, but that's the shame almost with Lego is there's so much detail inside the building that I never really see. I could always take the front off, but it would feel funny without the front. But there's so much going on there that you need to really get in and take a close look at. And hey, this is the view I have from my window. It's not bad, is it? I definitely count my blessings. I miss city life and being in the hub of everything, but my goodness, it is very pretty. There's my Lego Iron Man head sculpt. There's one. Gonna see her at some point next year, I sincerely hope. Little Spider-Man piggy bank there. That was a random birthday gift I was very fond of. Right, back to the action figures. So we have the heavy hitter villains, first of all. And Red Skull, that Red Skull is definitely in pole position for a Figure of the Year contendership. And we've got the Select Juggernaut. Again, talking about other lines that fit in perfectly. Select Juggernaut is just so great. And then Mezco Thanos as well. I love mixing up these lines now. I'm going to start doing that more. Legends for the more obscure characters who we would never get a bells and whistles version of. But then once or twice a year, I might just splurge on a really super duper version of a great character. But what am I saying? MODOK. He's another contender for Figure of the Year. Love that dude. So of course, above the villains, we've got the Avengers. And I'm kind of trying to go for the core Avengers team. Tigra gets moved up to the core team just because she's a brand new figure, and I wanted to showcase her more for my eyes, for my sort of field of vision when I'm walking around. I didn't want her to get lost in the shuffle too quickly. I like having the Iron Man armors up at the back there. None of those three are essential, but I wanted to keep them because they're all pretty. And then, of course, that Captain America is going to be replaced with the anniversary one soon. And Iron Man, I would like a different Iron Man, but I just don't know which one yet. But we'll get there in time. Joe Fixit doesn't necessarily fit there, but I want him showcased because I love that figure. And then we've got classic Spider-Man. I love the classic Spider-Man display. This might be my favorite section. And then Red Daredevil. Oh, Jason, my friend who sent this to me, thank you so much. That was one of my last little grail items to finally get. And now that I've got him, I am absolutely thrilled, over the moon with that Red Daredevil. War Machine, still killing it. Love that figure. Was that this year or last year? It was a lot. It feels like a long time ago that War Machine came out. If he was this year, then he's a contender for Figure of the Year. But I think he might have been 2020. The time loses all meaning here. Right, gonna start to do things kind of chronologically now, but I'm gonna get things in the wrong order, so bear with me. Anyway, we've got sort of 80s Spider-Man here. So this is where the Legends collection goes specifically Spider-Man oriented. So 80s Spider-Man with a slightly drunk Black Cat. Gonna have to get her up. There we go. Reposition Felicia. Come on. Don't embarrass me while the camera's rolling. There you go. So we've got the two ladies in Peter's life there with Mary Jane. We got the Prowler in his pajamas. Scorpion. I'd love an updated Scorpion with a bit more of a badass kind of look there. Still, great looking Hobgoblin. I'm so glad I kept this guy rather than hoping that the new one would be good, because I don't know. And then Mezco Daredevil. Again, Jason, he sent me 2 Daredevils. I'm just blown away by that. I love that guy, and he fits in. I know, like, Netflix Daredevil, what's he doing with 80s comic book Spider-Man? But because it's more of a grim, gritty kind of costume, I think that actually works really well. Then we got Frogman. Way back from the start of the year, Frogman came out, and I think he just hopped into all of our hearts. I don't know anyone who dislikes Frogman. Maybe some people don't own him, they don't really have that much interest in him, but I think anyone who has that character, they have some love for the guy. Now we've got 90s Spider-Man, early 90s Spider-Man, with front and center Cyborg and Deathlock together, recreating that Eric Larson comic book cover. Absolutely love that. Got Silver Sable with Paladin, Puma, kind of a wild pack sort of thing going on there. Cloak and Dagger, again, very 80s, 90s sort of aesthetic. Doppelganger from the Infinity Gauntlet and Demogoblin, who kind of, Demogoblin and Doppelganger kind of formed like a sort of a tag team, kind of an alliance together in the early 90s. And it was a fun, gruesome kind of combination. Now, of course, we've got ourselves the New Warriors section, which really needs to be filled out. Apparently, we are going to get Speedball coming up, maybe in the next Avengers wave. That's not been 100% confirmed, but it looks very, very likely. And if that's the case, I'm going to be a very happy chappy. Now we're going on more into mid-90s. 90s was a good time for characters that could be turned into action figures. It's the Clone Saga and Symbiotes. And of course, Ben Reilly, Sensational Spider-Man there, one of my absolute favorite figures. And speaking of favorite figures, I've got 2 customs here from my buddy VA Collector over on Instagram. Go and check him out. The gorgeous classic 90s Kane there, which I absolutely adore. I would love to see what kind of a job Hasbro would do tackling that, and Spider-Side next to him. Then the Vault Guardsman, who for some reason does not want to stand up. He's so impossible to stand. I don't know why. And then this is my definitive Carnage now. I loved the Mark Bagley one, but I only wanted to have one Carnage, so I'm going with the one with the more sculpting work on it. But the Life Foundation symbiotes, I'm so happy I put them on the flight stands. They look great in mid-flight, basically. And then Scream doing the Avengers poster, Scarlett Johansson, butt to the camera type pose. That actually looks really great for her, because I found it so difficult to get her in a pose that didn't look rubbish. I was really pleased when I finally just went, you know what? Just have her standing up looking over her shoulder. Alright, I think my chronology gets a bit all over the place here, so you'll have to forgive me. But we're going to jump into the mid-2000s with Iron Spider from Amazing Yamaguchi Studios. I still don't know if I love this figure. It is so weird with its sculpting and proportions and joints. It's very odd, but I do like how stylistic it is, and it does still kind of fit in with the legends just fine. Then big time badass Spider-Man, and a character a lot of people I've been talking to who don't have, Kane. Really, a lot of people are asking for a re-release, and I can see why. He is a really cool figure. Wolverine, in fairness, gender equality, Wolverine's doing the Scarlett Johansson butt to the camera looking over the shoulder pose as well. Then Agent Venom, who, I don't know if there's a big demand for a new one, but it would be nice because he still has the ugly ball hips. And that wasn't a problem to me until someone pointed it out, and then I was like, oh, I can't not see that now. Hobgoblin. The Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure, I think, is one of the less remembered Build-A-Figures. People kind of forget about him, but he's fine. He's nothing great. He's not going to set your world on fire, which he could do, considering he's got a flaming sword. All right, you see, my chronology is kind of... No, my chronology is making sense at the moment, because we go from Iron Spider... Oh, but we had Big Time. It's all over the place, basically. But yes, now we've got Ends of the Earth Spider-Man. I was going to sell him, but now that I've got him in this jumping kind of pose, I really like him. And then Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers / Thunderbolts. With the old Iron Patriot armor there and the retro head, that works really great. And of course there are other characters I could have had in there, like Hawkeye with the bullseye head, but I actually wanted to thin out the shelves a bit more. I've got the classic Hawkeye, so I don't need to double up. I'd rather each figure had more of a showcase. Got the superior foes there. That works really well. Shocker might join them when he comes out. I sold my Thunderbolt Shocker, and I'll wait for the retro one. Now we've just got kind of street villains and some street heroes as well. So this is more the back alleys of the Marvel Universe. These are the guys who are going to be, in warehouses and doing, assassinations and hit jobs and all that kind of thing. Bullseye is always going to be one of my favorite legends. So much detail in the face sculpt in that. Love them. And speaking of love, Taskmaster and Black Ant, I love characters that are like random teams. Just like two guys who are like, hey, we're going to hang out. Matching waistcoats here with Nuke and Crossbones. And then, of course, the Hood. Definitely not figure of the year, but it's probably one of the more popular photography ones because of how goofy he is. Moon Knight is still way up there as one of my all-time favorites. I was tempted to sell Iron Fist because I want classic Iron Fist. I want popped collar, bare chest, 70s Iron Fist. We'll get there. Right, back to the X-Men section. Hey, look, it's me. Now, we have, first of all, before we get to those guys, modern Spider-Man, or more modern Spider-Man. So we've got the Red Goblin arc kind of displayed here with Symbiote Spider-Man, and then we've got White Rabbit, who popped up quite a lot around this time, Superior Octopus, who looks great in that flight stand pose, then Red Goblin with the Demo Goblin Glider, which works great, and he should have come with, to be honest. Black Cat, again with the Scarlett Johansson butt to the camera pose, and the White Anti-Venom, or just Anti-Venom, who is by nature white. And Electro looks so cool with the electricity effects around him. I think those are Storm's effects. I dig those. Those look great. And then just randomly, I've got to do some more work to this shelf because we have some Spider-Man foes. I mean, granted, those three, they're the Lethal Legion, but they have been popping up a lot in Spider-Man. And then, again, chronology, totally messed up my order here, but we've got 90s, Avengers, Thunderbolts. I associate Punisher with this 90s. I know that this look of Punisher, this could be any era really, but I wanted to put him here. That's the Punisher I sort of remember first encountering in the comic books. And then, of course, the Negative Spider-Man. He went to the Negative Zone in this time as well. And it's all sort of onslaughty, Force Works, West Coast Avengers type time period. Oh, and down they go. Well, I'll get back to that eventually. Again, story of my life. Right, now then, 90s X-Men sub-teams. So we have X-Factor, and we also have X-Force. So X-Factor, of course. We all know who's missing. No Multiple Man there. I've just accepted that I will never have Multiple Man. That's not a woe is me thing, because it's like, you could go onto eBay and buy him, But it's just, I can't, not for $40. I mean, that's the cheapest one you're going to find is $40. And it's like, no, I can't justify that. That's crazy for a regular figure. But X-Force, they look healthy. That's a good X-Force team there. And it's going to be bolstered very, very soon. As soon as we get that X-Force 3-pack, we'll have the copycat version of Domino, we'll have Richter, and of course we'll have another Cannonball who, I don't know, maybe I'll try and like double up with the figures. And now, we got more X-Men villains. And I wasn't planning to keep Mojo, but now that I've got him, oh, Mr. Sinister's taken a tumble. Let's see if I can adjust him here without knocking everything over. And there we go. All right, I'm getting better at this. Yeah, Mojo has kind of grown on me. I was originally trying to sell him, but now I'm like, no, you can stay, Mojo. You can stay. There's Black Tom, who I had to buy because I kind of lost a bet. Stick-waving diddler. And, of course, he's with Juggernaut. And I was stuck as to which Juggernaut to keep. I went for the Builder figure because I like the darker colors and the more detailed helmet and the belt. I think that's great. And Omega Red, I was tempted by the Wolverine 5-pack one, but really, nah. I prefer the face sculpt on this one, so why on earth would you change? And then down here we've got more extra X-Men villains with Pyro up front just because he's so bright and colorful. And hopefully he'll be joined soon with, I don't know, Blob, Avalanche, someone. Come on. Oh, Toad at least. We know we're getting Toad. There you go. We got Bastion and the female Sentinel. Sabretooth looking terrifying. Arcade over there. Onslaught towering over everyone. There's my smiling face. And then, of course, Lady Deathstrike with her 2 Reavers. And even though the Reavers I don't really know much about, I just like them as a pair. They look like cool mercenaries. I threw on some extra accessories, the gun belt, the grenades. That just really ties them together and separates them, makes them look a bit different as well. There's my kidnapping gear there, obviously. I probably should have moved that. Now we've got MAS02, Megatron.
Why throw your life away so recklessly?
Or throw your money away so recklessly. Totally worth it. Love that guy. Now we've got my kind of medieval badasses / random cool figures shelf. This is more just my collection of just figures that I love. You know, it doesn't have to have a theme so much. There's some theming going on, but also it's a little bit random. Love Violator. That was such a random purchase. Should I say random one more time? Yeah, random. Majora's Mask right there. That's just, a lot of people don't seem to like Majora's Mask staring at them in my videos, but I'm sorry, it's so big, bright, and colorful. I dig it. I really, really dig it. Axel Stone from Storm Collectibles Streets of Rage line. I really hope that we get some more Streets of Rage characters because they did such an incredible job on Axel Stone. I want Blaze, I want Skate, I want Max, all of the classics, but we'll see. Now, the Mortal Kombat section. Mortal Kombat! My goodness, this cost a pretty penny to put together. Totally worth it though. Can't wait to get Kung Lao and Kintaro and Reptile and all the other ones they're releasing. Just whenever they finally find their way to this to this country. Got a little samurai or a little Mandarin Spawn in the background there. Aesthetically, he fits very well with these guys. And then the NECA Turtles. I love the 90s TMNT figures. They just look like the Jim Henson costumes, just straight up perfect, especially Leonardo. Such a soulful kind of look on that face. Absolute chef's kiss and can of Coke to the sculptor who made that. They absolutely nailed it. Mortaro there looking terrifying. And again, you see you got Super Shredder, Gorilla Grodd. They just fit really well with this kind of Mortal Kombat aesthetic. So it works. Same with the Alpha Predator. I got him for my stack of badasses, basically. And I think I might mix up the collection a bit more, but in the meantime, it all works. Then we've got a much bigger scale Spawn figure. That's kind of a 1/6 scale. That was a birthday present from my brother-in-law. I was like, oh man, you know me so well. Action figures. Hawk P40, another new Mezco figure. Love this guy. Such a weird, crazy design. So cool. This is my intergalactic bounty hunter display here. So I've got the two Mandalorians, obviously. I'm crossing genres and having a good time doing it. Got Cosmic Ghost Rider there. You can just imagine these guys all just being a pack of elite bounty hunters, and that works really well for me. Again, Mezco Krieg, the Pale Rider, that looks great with his light up features as well. And then right at the back there, we have Lynx from Fortnite, and she just fits in great. Cyborg cat creature. How cool is that? And that just about does it, I think. There's my set behind me, so that's what you stare at when you're when I'm rambling. Oh, and of course, water bottle, drink your water, as D Amazing would say. And I can't get my light out of the way, so here is Optimus Prime, another real showpiece of the collection. MAS01 Optimus Prime. Love that guy. Almost 1/12 scale. It's more like he fits better with 3.75 inch G.I. Joe type figures, but you can totally put him with Legends if you want to. It totally makes sense with the scaling. And this is it. This is the bunker. This is where I film all the videos. This is what I'm staring at when I'm rabbling and rambling on. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Spiderverse. I thought we were finished, but no. I have my condensed Spiderverse. I've sold a few Spiderverse figures, and these are the ones that I'm keeping. Spider UK was on the chopping block, but I decided to give him another chance. But these other ones, I love Spider-Punk, love Noir, the Silk figure, absolutely fantastic. More than happy to keep those. And Age of Apocalypse. I love this line. Still waiting for Wave 2 to arrive. It's coming out in dribs and drabs, and because I ordered the entire set together, the entire wave together, it's not being shipped until we get the final ones in the country, which means I'm going to have to wait a long time until I finally get them. Thank goodness my bread and butter on this channel is not up-to-date toy reviews. Otherwise, I would be in trouble, because I seem to get everything about 2 months after everyone else. But hey, at least I'm a patient person, so it's alright. I'm not too mad. And X-Man there to finish off. And I think that is finishing off. I think that might be the last shelf. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Don't think anything else has passed me by. Let's do a little scan here and just take everything in. I do love that Sentinel. He won me over in spite of me. And there you go. See, this is what I look at when I'm doing the videos, which is kind of like, it's a shame that you can't look at this when I'm doing the videos, but my room isn't made in that way. But guys, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the display. And guys, that is the tour of the most up-to-date man cave. Slightly more humble than what it used to be, but I'm going for all killer, no filler. So guys, if you enjoyed that, then please comment, like, share, subscribe, join the 6-1 clicks by clicking all those essential buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, where, just like these saviors of model behavior, you can watch a whole bunch of exclusive videos up on the side. And also, if you want to get one of these badass looking t-shirts right here, you can do at teespring.com. The link is directly below. So pick yourself up a badass model behavior t-shirt and you'll finally have a garment worthy to be married in. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then be sure to like, share. You know what? I'm going to start that again. I don't know what I was talking about there.
Cup of coffee.